Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to solve famous gambler's ruin problem in probability. Hope you all have heard about that, and if not, then let's solve this problem together. Consider a gambler who at each play of the game has probability P of winning 1 unit and probability Q of losing 1 unit. Here we will denote this unit by Indian rupee. Okay, by rupees. Now assume successive plays of the game are independent. What is the probability that starting with I rupees the gambler's fortune will reach n before reaching 0? So what our problem is saying is that our gambler is playing some game and initially he have I rupees. Okay, so we have to find the probability that he will have a fortune of n rupees before reaching 0 rupee. Okay, so let's solve this problem. So this problem can be solved easily using Markov chain. Okay, so we will choose appropriate random variable so that our stochastic process will become a Markov chain. Okay, so let's select our random variable as the gambler's fortune at time n. Okay, so this is our random variable. Now the stochastic process xn, where n running from 1 2 and so on, is a Markov chain. Why this is a Markov chain? Because the probability of future fortune of gambler will always depend upon present fortune, not on the past fortune, because our successive plays of the game are independent, right? And also it only matters that how much money the gambler have at time n. Okay, so therefore this stochastic process is a Markov chain. So now introduce some another variable. Let's name it PIN, which denote the probability that the gambler's fortune will ever be the n, given that he start from I rupee. Okay, so this is our PIN. Now we will frame our stochastic process as 0 rupee, then 1 rupee, 2 rupee, and so on. I minus 1 rupees, I rupee, I plus 1 rupee, so on, minus 1 rupee. Okay, so observe here that if we start our Markov chain from state 0, or our gambler will start from 0 rupee, then he can't play the game, right? So therefore our Markov chain cannot proceed. So if we start from state 0, then it will again came back to state 0, right? And if the gambler will start with 1 rupee, then he will have probability P of winning 1 rupee or probability Q of losing 1 rupees, right? So our stochastic process will look like this. And similarly, if we start from 2, then he will have a probability Q of losing 1 unit and probability P of winning 1 unit. Similarly with this I and I plus 1, we will just name these transition probabilities. Is P, again came back, that is Q, and here this is P. So there is no need to show this transition probability, because once we will reach n fortune, then we will stop our Markov chain. So observe here that P0n is 0, right? As I have already explained that if our gambler will start from 0 rupee, then he can't play the game, right? So he will never reach to fortune n. And if I already have n fortune, then its probability that he will reach to n fortune is just 1, right? So here are two observations. These will help us to solving this equation. Okay, now we will solve this equation using the recurrence relation. And what will be our recurrence relation is, suppose I am starting with the I unit, then either I can lose 1 unit or I can win 1 unit, right? So if gambler will lose 1 unit, then this will be Pi n will be equal to Q times Pi minus 1n, right? Then I will come to I minus 1 state, and from here again the probability that it will ever reach to n will be Pi minus 1. Also, the gambler can win 1 unit, right, with the probability P, and from there I will reach to I plus 1 state, and then the probability of reaching ever to the n will be Pi plus 1n, right? Okay, now in the question we are given that Q equal to 1 minus P. We will use this relation, that means we are having Q plus P equal to 1. Okay, so from we will put this value, we will use this equation as P plus Q times Pin equal to Q times Pi minus 1n plus P times Pi plus 1n, right? Here we have just replaced the coefficient of Pi n with P plus Q. So if we will solve this equation, then we will get P times Pin minus Pi plus 1n equal to Q times Pi minus 1n minus Pin. Okay, now from here it's just a manipulation. Okay, so this implies Pin minus Pi plus 1n equal to Q upon P times Pi minus 1n minus Pin. Okay, so from here we can get some recurrence relation using putting some values, that suppose we will put I equal to 1, then P1n minus P2n equal to Q upon P times P0n minus P1n, right? And if we will put I equal to 2, then we will get P2n minus P3n equal to Q upon P times P1n minus P2n, which is equal to Q upon P square times P0n minus P1n. Okay, so similarly doing so, we will get that Pi minus 1n minus Pin will be equal to Q upon P raised to power I minus 1 times P0n minus P1n. Okay, so now we can easily solve this equation by adding all these equations, right? If we will add all these equations, then what we will get is these terms will just cancel out, this term will cancel out, and finally this term will cancel out, and we will remain with P1n minus Pin on the left hand side, and on the right hand side we will left with Q by P times P0n minus P1n plus and so on till Q upon P times I minus 1 times P0n minus P1n. Okay, now it's just manipulation. Okay, so this implies P1n minus Pin equal to Q upon P summation Q upon P to the K, K running from 1 to I minus 1 times, just put the value of P0 n. The value of P0 n we have is 0, right? From here P0 n is 0, therefore this is just minus P1 n. So this implies our Pin equal to P1 n times 1 plus summation K running from 1 to I minus 1 Q by P raised to here. Okay, so from here we will get two cases. The case one is if P equal to Q. If P equal to Q, then simply this will be P1n times I, right? And if P does not equal to Q, then we have to solve this equation. And after solving this equation, we will get that this is nothing but 1 minus Q by P to the I divided by 1 minus Q by P. Okay, so how I solve this? Let me quickly tell you that let S equal to 1 plus Q by P plus and so on till Q by P raised to I minus 1, and now multiply with Q by P both side. Q by PS will be Q by P plus so on till Q by P raised to I minus I minus 1 plus Q by P raised to I. Okay, now subtract from this equation 1 to equation 2. This will give us 1 minus Q by P equal to 1 minus Q by P raised to I. Okay, so this implies our S is nothing but 1 minus Q by P raised to I divided by 1 minus Q by P. Okay, this is valid because Q does not equal to P. Okay, so from here we got the two cases. One is if P equal to Q, or another is P does not equal to Q. Okay, so let me first erase this. Okay, so now we will find the value of P1 using the fact that PNN is 1. Okay, so PNN is just 1, which implies for case 1, that is P equal to Q, our P1N equal to 1 for P equal to Q, and P1N times 1 minus Q by P to the N divided by 1 minus Q by P equal to N for P does not equal to Q. Okay, so we will get two values of P1 here, and we can put these values in this equation, and here is the final solution which we want of our gambler's ruin problem. Okay, hope you understood the solution and liked the video. Thank you for watching.